Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the R Show. Tonight we're going to be talking about changing business plans with Resale Rabbit. So, hello there, John, and of course we don't have to weigh in with me, but John, you're the guest, so we're going to...
Yeah, let's jump right into John, sir. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
How's it going? I am John, also known as the Resale Rabbit on Facebook and YouTube and in the green room. You can find me at resalerabbit.com or just search basically any social media for Resale Rabbit.
Easy enough.
Well, I have a little bit of an introduction about what you sell or what you primarily sell.
Everything. I sell anything I can make $1 on, primarily on Amazon FBA. I'm well known for electronics on Amazon FBA. I recently started an eBay channel, so I've been selling on eBay a little bit for about a week now, and I own a brick and mortar store in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Wow! So you're doing the whole Craigslist Hunter Pete thing where you're doing eBay and running the brick and mortar. So.
Something like that, but the store is all new product. There's nothing used. It's not like Pete where he's got more of a pawn shop set up. Mine feels like more like going into Walgreens.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's interesting. I didn't even know that. That's the thing is you kind of dropped off for about a year now, and I'm sure it's because of this new venture you decided to do, and I'm sure it took a lot of time, money, effort, all that good stuff. So yeah, it's been a while. Last I let's see, you came through Utah.
That was around early February, late January. I was heading to the Super Bowl, and I stopped in to visit.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Heather says hi, and that she would come on, but she's not feeling really well, and she doesn't want to drive all the people away from Chris's channel. So, but she did say hi because I said that we were talking to you, and she likes you a lot. So. Oh, see, in the chat already, Tanya says, there's that adorable raccoon.
Yes, Resale Raccoon.
The Resale Raccoon. So, did you want to jump into some questions there, Chris, or what do you want to do?
Well, actually, we have a question from Chad. He put in competing with Walgreens. So I think he might want to know what you meant by that little bit of your description.
Well, the store is called Wisconsin Overstock Outlet, and what we do is we buy truckloads, semi-loads of overstock products from big box stores. So it's all new product. It can be anything from grocery to office supplies to toys, furniture, anything in between. And it's all sold in the store. I say Walgreens because we're about the same size as Walgreens. We're about 5,000 square feet, and it's all new products. It's not like walking into a thrift store where you're seeing TV remotes and phones and VCRs and stuff like that. It is all new.
Oh, that's excellent.
Okay. Well, my next question would be, why go from picking on the road to an actual brick and mortar store?
Well, that's like asking Brett Favre, why are you doing TV commercials when you're making millions of dollars a year playing football? It's all about multiple streams of income. If one thing happens in one stream, you've got the next one to pick up. And I have a very strong theory that Amazon is done for third-party sellers in the near future. So it's important to have that extra stream of income. That's why I started an eBay store recently and why I opened the brick-and-mortar store.
So you just was it that you got tired of driving around, or you just wanted to open this new channel? I mean, or do you still enjoy traveling,
I miss traveling. I actually went down to Indianapolis last weekend for the Big Ten title game, and was once again disappointed by my Wisconsin Badgers. But it really made me nostalgic. I haven't been in a hotel since I think June when I was down at the Green Room meetup. So it made me miss being on the road. And I'm actually leaving for Minneapolis for a couple days tomorrow. So I'm stuck in one place now. I can't really travel for months at a time like I could before, but I can still get out there here and there.
Sure. Now, do you have how many employees do you have, or I mean, how does that work? It's not just you, right?
I've got a few employees. Oh no, I couldn't do it myself. I've got a few employees. I've got a part-timer at the warehouse, and I used to have 2 full-time people at the store, but we had to let one go recently. So we're looking for another full-timer.
Okay, very cool.
Okay,
Oh,
we got a repeat question because Chad asked this question first, and then Glenn repeated it. He wants to know, they both want to know, can you sell expired stuff that the retail stores can't?
Actually, any retail store can sell expired things. The only product that is date regulated by the FDA is baby formula. I actually had to look that up. Now, I don't like selling expired stuff just because the customers don't like it. And at the end of the day, it's all about what the customers like. But legally, I can sell it.
Huh.
that's
Okay.
good to know.
Let's see. Next question. Well, do you have any regrets of leaving? Well, you kind of admitted that you do stop traveling and stuff, but do you have any other regrets for? Before we started the show, we were under the impression you weren't going to be having the store. Wait, before the show, you just told us that you're keeping the store open.
Yeah, owning a store is incredibly expensive. My bills right now are about $20,000 a month. So it was a big surprise what to expect. Yeah, $20,000 a month is where I break even, and that does not include buying product. It moves up more to 30 to 50,000 if I'm not buying a lot of product every month. So that was something that really was unexpected, and that's with only a couple of employees. So that's what really was kind of like hitting a wall. In the beginning, it was lots of money coming in. It was exciting. But I tied up 100 grand into the store, and then I'm putting more money into it every month. We're making money. We are, but it's one of those things that we really need to build it up over time to make it really successful.
Now, are you worried about, like the summer slump that everybody else has, that most retail places have? Are you hoping to, bank your money from the fourth quarter and slide through the summer, or are you hoping that, summer's going to open some new doors for you?
I'm not too worried about the summer slump because, if you walk into your local grocery store in the middle of July, they're not empty. They have a ton of customers in there. People always have to buy food. They always need to buy toilet paper. They always need to buy laundry detergent and bleach. That stuff will keep on selling. Then the office products, which I have a lot of, you get the businesses coming in. They're always printing stuff. It doesn't matter if it's December or July. They're always buying printer paper. Yeah, we're going to see a drop in things like toys or electronics in the summertime, but then we'll see an increase in things like patio furniture and air conditioners. So I think it'll be kind of a horse apiece. The nice part is, whereas Amazon and eBay are going to drop in the summer, the store will stay strong.
So you're hoping the store holds you over for when it's Amazon and eBay are slow.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. That makes sense.
Okay, I don't know if you know anything about this, but there was a question about Amazon doing something with third-party sellers.
Oh, I think what he was saying was what. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I have a theory, and that's all it is. It's my theory, is Amazon is planning on phasing out third-party sellers who do not have manufacturer authorization. My theory is we're all going to get an email around January or February telling us we've got a month to submit manufacturer authorization or sell through our product, and we're done. It's just seeing what Amazon is doing, restricting more and more and more brands every month. They stopped new sellers for Q4 this year, and they're changing a lot of their seller protection policies where they used to reimburse if a customer stole a product. Now they don't. So there's a lot of things that are just kind of leading me to believe that Amazon is trying to phase out arbitrage, I guess you could say.
And in the chat, there's a couple of people that are saying they think it's the same. Chad's been saying for a year now that he thinks that that's kind of the idea is to phase third party out. And 01 Wolf said that's his theory as well. So you're not alone there. And I think it's, I think the Wild West of Amazon is over. We had the Wild West of eBay way back when, and I think the same thing when Amazon came out and everybody was selling tons and making lots of money. I think that's going by the wayside for sure.
I'm thinking it's going to be within the next couple of months. We'll start needing to look for other options, whether it's wholesale and actually becoming that authorized distributor, or private label where you physically own the brand, or just finding a channel outside of Amazon, be it your own e-commerce store or eBay or even a retail store. But I think it's going to happen quick, and I think it's going to surprise a lot of people when it happens.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
You got
yeah.
another question there, Chris?
I'm going to read two comments from Matt Hall and Hobbies. It says, in 15 years, Resale Rabbit superstores will be competing with Walmart. And then he came back and said, okay, maybe 7 years.
I don't know about Walmart, but I'll definitely be competing with similar stores like Big Lots or Marshalls or TJ Maxx. They're more of my direct competition if you're looking at major chains.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So, what made you think of this? I mean, do you have a mentor that you kind of looked up to and said, "Man, he's buying, case lots or pallets or trucks," and
Well,
decided to go that way?
this has been in the books for a couple of years now. It was July of last year, so about a year and a half. I met a guy in the green room. His name is Eric Castle. I don't know if you remember him. You two were both
I
in
do.
around the same time.
Yeah, I know Eric.
He's down in North Carolina, and he was buying truckloads of product and selling it on Amazon, and eventually opened his own store. And he's been kind of helping me out a lot. I've been buying some loads from him, and he's been pointing me in the right direction. And it's something that I've been planning out for basically around the time I met him, about a year and a half. And after a year of planning, I finally pulled the trigger and got myself a 7,000 square foot warehouse. And a couple of months later, I opened a 5,000 square foot store.
So now you have both a 5,000 and a 7, or is it you change the 7 into 5? Okay.
Nope, it's two separate properties on opposite sides of town.
Well, that's not very easy for you to transfer from one to the other.
Yeah, it's not fun, but I can rent a box truck for $100 and put 10 pallets in there just on one trip, and there's a lot of product on 10 pallets, so it's not too bad. Not looking forward to unloading a truck in the wintertime, but I always get the trucks with the lift gate, so I just pallet them right off. I can have it unloaded in 20 minutes, but still,
Nice,
when it's we were just talking before the show started, it's going to be -4 degrees on Tuesday. So that's going to be a warm day compared to what we'll expect in the near future.
Yeah, you're nuts. That's all I got to say. You guys from Wisconsin are just nuts.
Jameson Philippi came out to visit last winter, and it was -45. We were sourcing at Walmart's at like 1 in the morning.
No, thank you. That's a little too cold. I mean, I'm okay with the cold, but that's, anything 0 and after that, it just kind of exponentially gets colder, it seems to me. So,
yeah, once you hit 0, you don't even notice the difference.
Well, one comment and one question. The comment is from 01 Wolf. She says, you're probably big enough to also sell on Jet, too.
Well, I'm sure I could. I could sell on Jet or even channels like Walmart. I believe Sears has third-party sellers. I think Barnes & Noble does as well. But the problem is you can't really do that via arbitrage. You really have to be wholesaling the product where you have the quantity to back it.
Okay. And the question was from Destroyer76, who I think is a new watcher. Any plans for private label on Amazon?
I don't have any plans for it right now. I do have plans to create a few private label products for my own store. And I don't foresee them doing well on Amazon because it's going to be like iPhone cables and things that are flooded in Amazon. But that's the nice part. I can find the very successful private label products, basically copy the item, and put the Wisconsin Overstock brand on and put it in my own store. We already know it's successful on Amazon, so it might be successful in my store. You never know what could happen in the future. I mean, I'm looking at a lot of options. I recently bought the wholesale formula course, which is about $2,000, to learn wholesale, and private label could be in the mix too. It's not something I'm planning right now, but a year ago I didn't think I'd have a store either.
Okay.
No, that's true. Everything's fluid and changes. That's great.
I'll tell you one
Go ahead,
thing.
Chris.
I left eBay about 2.5 years ago. Never thought I'd be back on eBay.
Right. Well, because of what you were doing, driving around, you didn't really. I mean, eBay wasn't fitting that need at all.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you sell things from your store on eBay, or do you have other things that you sell on eBay?
It's usually stuff that I can't sell in the store. For example, I just posted today some. It's like food formula for people who are on feeding tubes. I got some of those in a Staples load and listed those on eBay. I've been listing some high-end hair care products, some tablets, some cameras, things like that. Basically, it's the things that I would normally sell on Amazon, but I can't for one reason or another.
Gotcha,
Stuff in the
gotcha.
store, usually I'm trying to keep the shelves full in the store. So if it can go in the store, it goes to the store.
Makes sense.
Okay, since your more experience was traveling and picking on the road, would you suggest it for a new seller or somebody that likes to travel, or would you say stay in your general area and learn instead of trying to branch out and risk money by because you always got to try getting the money back for their gas and the hotel rooms and stuff like that.
Well, I would say learn the business before you go on the road because you are investing a lot of money with hotels and fuel and everything. Once you feel you have a pretty good grasp on the business, I definitely recommend going on the road. It's a lot of fun. It brings a lot of opportunities. You get to meet people. You get to enjoy nice weather. It's tough to say with the future of Amazon if I would recommend it in 6 months. But as of right now, if you know what you're doing on Amazon, you have a good handle on it, definitely hop in the car and go.
Sounds like fun. I think on our last show, when we said that we were going to have you on, I said that it would work great for a single person, but like for me, I couldn't do it. With my family, I couldn't just up and leave for 3 months and go on the road and still have a family when I got back. And did you ever get lonely on the road? I mean, because to me,
Not
that
really.
would be the hardest part. Wow.
I'm a pretty social person. I'm always meeting new people. And with my YouTube channel, with the Green Room, it made it a lot easier to meet people. I could pretty much pick any major city in the country, and there's probably someone in that city that wants to hang out.
That's true. That's true.
Maybe I'll go to a Mexican restaurant in Utah. Who knows?
Maybe, huh? Hey, that was a good restaurant.
It was.
It's one of my
It's delicious.
favorites.
Oh,
So.
Elaine, why don't you read Owen Wolf's question for?
Oh yeah, he wanted to know: did you borrow money to get to this point, or did all the money come from sales that you've already made?
I borrowed about $50,000. I got a loan. They offered it to me on Amazon. Actually, offered it to me. So it was a $50,000 loan, and then I put up about $50,000 in cash.
Wow, and you just made plans to succeed, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Succeed or die trying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, you're all in at that point, I can imagine.
Oh yeah. Signed 2 leases worth about $100,000 each. On top of all that.
Yeah, because when you were saying that you were gonna, close up the business, I was thinking, and then you said something about leases, and I was like, oh, if he's strapped into those leases for a year, that would be rough.
3 years actually. I've got a 3-year $3,000 a month lease and a 3-year $2,900 a month lease.
Wow.
That's a lot of money, man. I hand it to you because I know a lot of people want to make that kind of money and make that leap, but I don't know how many actually could. That's a leap of faith, knowing that you are doing what your very best to make this money happen and make it work. And I don't know how many people could actually, legitimately do that and make that leap. I don't know if I could.
It's kind of funny. I'm writing checks on a regular basis for thousands of dollars, and I don't even think about it. Not because I have so much money that $1,000 is nothing, but because the money just comes and goes. I don't even see it as money anymore. I might have $1,000 in sales in the store, but then I'm writing a $2,000 check for a pallet of product to come in.
Right. So on if you don't mind sharing, how often? I mean, what kind of profit are you making? A percentage of because it's not like. I'm sure it's not like with your Amazon where you're making 5, 6, 7, 10 times your money. What do you figure you're making in profit?
I would say it's right between thrifting and RA. Where thrifting, I'm making the 5 to 7 times my money. RA, I might be making 30 to 50% ROI. I am doing more than double my money. Each truckload is different, though. One truckload, like today, I just spent, I think, $700 on a pallet of brand new clothing out of Target. I'm going to double my money out. I paid about $1 a piece. We're selling it at about $2 a piece. Then I might get another truck that's the truckloads are where the real money is at. I'd spend 18 grand on a truck, and I would, over the course of a month or so, sell it between Amazon, eBay, and the store, and make 45, 50 grand on it.
Right, right. Wow, that's, like I said, that's pretty amazing to me. Oh, and a backup question. There's actually two more questions. Patrick McMillan said, "How do you manage the debt load?"
Hope and a prayer, mostly.
That's not the way to do it, man. You're supposed to have a plan.
Well, I've got the loan is direct through Amazon. So basically what happens is once a month, so typically every other pay period on Amazon, they just pull $5,000 out of my account. It's a 12-month, $50,000 loan. So there's not really much I can do as far as managing that. I just try and sell a lot of stuff on Amazon to cover that, which I've been doing. My Amazon, I took a couple of months off Amazon, but I've been back on for about 3-4 weeks now, and we're back up to $10,000 pay periods every 2 weeks. So no problems there. As far as all the other expenses, I plan it out on a daily basis. What I did is I added up what all of my regular monthly expenses, ones where it's the same dollar amount roughly each month, rent, utilities, things like that. I add it all up for the month. I divide it by 30. That's what I need to make in a day profit just to break even. And I'll set that aside out of the store's sales every day.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the second question that 01 Wolf had was, have you taken any business or legal classes?
Nope.
Nope. Just winging it, huh?
I did have an HR consultant come in and help me out with the HR side of the business when I first started. And I have an accountant that works for me. They do all of my accounting, everything. I don't write a payroll check. I don't write a rent check. I don't cover any of that. It's all done by the accountant. So that kind of takes a heavy load off my shoulders and the stuff that I don't know what I'm doing. Beyond that, it's really not too hard to figure out. It just comes down to marketing.
Mm-hmm. That was one of the questions I was going to ask is, have you done local marketing, like, TV commercials, radio ads, that kind of stuff, or is it kind of word of mouth at this point?
We've got radio ads out, but the biggest thing seems to be Facebook ads. That's what's bringing 90% of our traffic in is Facebook. I've been doing targeted paid ads on Facebook. I've been doing free postings on Facebook. I've been posting in the buy-sell trade pages and in the marketplace on Facebook, and that's been drawing in a ton of people. The radio is really tough to track radio ads because you're not really asking everyone how'd you hear about us. But, radio is cheap anyways, so I'm sure it's bringing someone in.
Yeah. Well, that's great. And I know you went over this again, but Patrick wanted to know how do you have employees, and how do you handle those? Do you, like you said, do you have HR, an HR group that comes through and handles all that?
As far as hiring and firing, I do that myself. I had to let go of one guy, and I don't want to do that again. So I may have the HR company come in and do that from now on. But I couldn't tell if I was going to get punched in the face or not. But as far as all of that, I've got a few employees. Payroll is all run through the accounting firm, and the actual HR duties I do.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. So
with just a few employees, it's easy. It takes up none of my time, really. Once I get to the point where I have 10 stores open and 100 employees, then I may actually have an HR department or an HR firm come in. But right now, I've got just a couple of employees, and I'm one of them, so it's not a big deal.
Right. All right, Chris, hit your list. I think we've probably hit quite a few of the questions already.
No, not really.
Oh, good.
I was a little more, not necessarily that side of the business. Mine was because I thought he was getting rid of the store. I would have switching back to the picking on the road type of questions.
Well, I'm sure he'll answer those too.
Well, this question is, how often have you changed your business plans? Because, like I said, within 5 minutes, we found out that you were keeping the store open before the show when we thought you were actually closing it down.
I would say my business plans change hourly. I'm not even kidding. Especially with Amazon. Amazon is an ever-changing environment. I like to say, you know, they say if it's so easy, why doesn't everyone do it? Well, everyone does do it, which is why you need to change so much. When I first started on Amazon, I could make a killing just on DVDs. Then DVD prices dropped, and eventually DVDs became restricted, or at least most of them. It changes every day. I'm always getting new types of inventory. There was one Christmas where I was heavy into video game systems. This Christmas, I'm not. So it really changes quite a bit, and take it as it comes.
Okay, we Coco Chanel came in a little late, so she wants to know, since she came in, are you saying you're opening warehouses to sell liquidation, or you actually have the stores?
I have a physical store. I have a warehouse where I get the product by the truckload. We sort it here. All the Amazon and eBay is done here at the warehouse, and then everything that's left is sent off to our store to be sold.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Hopefully I helped you out, Coco.
Yeah, geez, Coco, show up on time, right? I'm just giving you a hard time. Of all the people to say that, I'm like the worst because I was always late to Christmas shows before. So
Yeah, he showed up a half hour late, and then the next time I saw him at a different show, he'd be there 5 minutes after it started. I'm like, sure, you show up on time to this one.
yeah. Well, you know where my priorities are. So you're sitting in Wisconsin. It's ice cold. What are you doing there? I mean, how many hours do you spend working at your business now?
I spend quite a few. It's almost to the point where if I'm not sleeping, I'm working. It's one of those things where I work my tail off every hour I can right now, and in 6 months to a year, I don't need to work very much. I'm basically putting everything I have into building something so I can be relaxing on a beach.
Oh, that sounds good, especially when it's going to be -4 next week.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have 2 questions. The first one is Seamus O'Brien. Nice to see you. It says, why did Resale Rabbit stop making videos?
Simply because I've been busy, and I didn't stop making videos. I still film videos, but they're all sitting on here. So eventually I'm going to get around to editing them. I actually did another thrift video when I was down in Indianapolis this past weekend. So when I get some time, I'll be editing them together and posting them. So one of these days, you guys are going to be, you're going to log into YouTube and you're going to see like 40 new uploads for me.
Everything for the last whole year.
Pretty much.
And Destroyer 76 wants to know, did you cash in on the Hatchmail Classic NES craze?
I didn't. I didn't even bother with it. I did buy one Hatchimal. I got a tip that there was Hatchimals at the Kohl's, which was literally right next door to my warehouse. So I raced over there, and the last one had just sold. So I literally chased the lady out the door, offered her 85 cash for it, and we gave it away for free in my store. To give you an idea of what this generated, I've got 1,500 likes on my Facebook page for the store. And the post where we were giving away the Hatchimal was viewed, I believe, 14,000 times. So, yeah, it definitely paid for itself.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's a kind of advertising you can't really pay for. I mean, that many people.
Mm-hmm.
Swamp Picker asks, how full is your warehouse at times? I mean, is it like a percentage? Is it maxed out, or are you just like hitting a little corner of it, or?
Before we opened the store, I was buying loads left and right and just leaving them sit until we got the store open. I posted a picture on the Resale Rabbit Facebook page from an aerial shot up in the air. You can't see one bit of floor. It looks like the scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark, where they're basically just taking the crates. That's basically what it looked like. You couldn't walk anywhere. I am so happy the fire marshal never showed up because the fire exits were blocked. It was just absolutely insane. Right now, we're running at about 50%. As the loads come in, stuff goes out, so it's pretty consistent now.
That's awesome. That's great. Let's see. And Silver Hair Stacker said, "Where do you buy your inventory?" But you kind of went over a couple of names, but do you have like a group that you go to, or I mean, I'm guessing there's forums for buying pallets and truckloads and stuff like that.
Well, I've got a number of sources. Some of it's coming from brokers. Some of it's coming direct from the retailers. It really varies depending on what I'm buying. Sometimes I'll buy sorted loads, which basically means they've actually cut through the loads and taken all of the apparel out, and they're just selling me the apparel or something like that. The loads that come direct, it's exactly as they come from the store. So most of my loads are .com internet returns, so that makes it a little bit better. But they're coming from, I think I've got 7 or 8 regular companies I buy from, and of varying sizes.
Sure.
Okay, we got a couple more questions. Another one from Seamus. I'm hoping I'm saying his name right.
I think it's Seamus.
Or Seamus, I'm
I know
sorry.
it says, I believe that's Seamus. But any which way.
He said, is the Resale Rabbit now in one location instead of traveling around, or is he living in his place of business?
I do have a house. I don't live in the warehouse, but I'm for the most part in one place right now, which is just absolutely killing me, especially as the weather gets cold. I'm traveling here and there. Last weekend, like I said, I was in Indianapolis. Tomorrow, I'm heading to Minneapolis for one night. But I'm hoping that in 6 months to a year, I will have this running self-sufficient where I don't even need to be here, where I can get back on the road for months at a time.
And will you have like a store manager, or do you have somebody now that's kind of your right-hand person that can basically do everything you do?
Right now, I've got a store manager. There are days where I don't even go into the store for several days at a time. My goal is to have a store manager, an assistant manager, several employees in there, a warehouse manager, someone to cut through pallets, someone to order new truckloads, someone to do Amazon, someone to do eBay. You know, by the time it's self-sufficient, it'll basically be where I never need to show up, call, or anything. When we run low on inventory, somebody orders more product, another truckload, or what have you. When the warehouse fills up, someone's sorting it, sending it off to the store, doing Amazon shipments. Getting stuff listed and shipped out on eBay. My goal is to have it completely self-sufficient.
Okay, so
cool.
Well, before we get to Tanya's question, there was another question that if you want to catch it before it was from Wicked Picker, but I wanted to ask this to you.
I missed that one.
When you say that you want to have all that, so you want to be like Dallas Moore. He started having his own warehouse, and I don't know how much he does anymore because he doesn't have. He shows a couple videos on Facebook, but he doesn't have a YouTube videos anymore. But I noticed he went from doing a warehouse to having that type of thing. He still went out picking. So are you hoping to be able to go travel when your workers are doing the work for you?
Yep, exactly. I'm not very familiar with Dallas Moore. I recognize his name, but I don't know anything about what he does. But yeah, that's the basic goal, just to have everything running by itself where I don't even need to be a part of it.
Ooh. Somebody asked what the name of your store is, and then somebody else made a comment about your Packers, that the name of your store has something to do with being third in the division. And it wasn't me. I had nothing to do with it. It was in the chat. Hurts. I said nothing. Okay.
That hurts. The store is Wisconsin Overstock Outlet. I don't know if you can see it on my shirt there.
So there you go.
Don't check out the website because I put it together in like 5 minutes and it looks absolutely terrible. And when I have time, I will update it.
Very good. Very good. Hoover the Real was asking about employee theft issues.
I have not had any issues with employee theft. I've dealt with a couple issues of customer theft, but this far I've been lucky. No employee theft.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's
I know
great.
it's going to happen eventually, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Sure. You want me to ask the rest of the questions here, Chris?
Well, I'll ask Tanya's question. You can ask Wicked Picker's one.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Tanya wants to know, is the rabbit on the merch bandwagon?
I have been approved for merch since day one, before they even required approvals. I have yet to upload a shirt. It's just something that it doesn't interest me. I did the whole Kindle publishing, and I saw value in it. I saw money in it, but I don't want to be sitting at a desk all day, every day. I want to be out in the stores. I want to be, cutting through pallets, digging through product like a treasure hunt. I like doing fun stuff. maybe I could make $100,000 a year on merch, but it's not worth it to me. I'll go back in the car business.
Okay, so then you can do a wicked question, and then I'll go back to mine.
Okay. Oh, Wicked Picker asks, do you have to take all the pallets, or can you select items from the pallets?
Typically, it really depends. They sell individual pallets. They sell full truckloads. A lot of the ones I get are unmanifested, meaning I have no idea what's even on them until they arrive at my warehouse. So it really depends on the vendor you're buying from.
And then Wicked Picker also asked, are you worried about the validity of your eBay and Amazon accounts with employees listing, pricing, and shipping? Do you have employees doing those accounts for you, or do they just run the business portion of it?
I'm doing eBay myself right now, and that's just because I started the eBay store like literally a week or two ago. I plan on hiring someone to run that. I do have someone send out Amazon shipments. I have not sent out an Amazon shipment myself in must have been 6 months now. I don't even think I'd know how to do it. But so basically what I do is I make my employees extremely happy. Where similar businesses pay someone $7, $8 an hour, I pay $10 an hour, sometimes $15 an hour. I have a refrigerator full of soda, water, Gatorade that's free for employees to drink. I give paid time off, unlimited sick day. I offer benefits, the whole works. This person really wants to keep their job. And I instill in them that, you know, if you screw up and we get kicked off of Amazon, we're all out of a job. So I've been lucky with good employees who are able to, you know, really catch, you know, some things that even I don't catch.
That's awesome. Yeah, that not many people, you know, they'd love to treat their employees like that, but a lot of people can't at the beginning because of you know, ramping up and getting, you know, incoming monies and stuff. But being able to, you know, start out with a business, you know, saying, you know, this isn't just my company, this is our company. You screw up, it affects us all. That's forward thinking.
Exactly.
Not many people actually do that.
The two most important assets to my company are my customers and my employees. I learned a lot selling on Amazon how to treat customers, and you know, the fact that customers are so important, because without customers, we're not getting paychecks. But at the same time, without my employees, we don't have customers. So those are the two most important things, and they always take priority. I will make sure my employees are taken care of before I even take a paycheck.
Yeah, that's great. Go ahead, Chris. You got some more, right?
Yep. I was going to read one comment before I went to my question from the Sunshine State Picker. It says, tell Rabbit, you know, if you get kicked off Amazon, you can just file for an LLC and create another Amazon account.
I don't expect to just get kicked off or suspended from Amazon. I still have 100% perfect feedback rating. I've got great metrics. I've got hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales. They're not going to kick me off. What I anticipate happening is it will be an entire wave where they get rid of everybody who is selling arbitrage business model. To the point where they only allow people to sell on Amazon if they either own the brand or have authorization from the manufacturer. And when that becomes the case, simply setting up another LLC isn't going to help me at all, because the new seller account will have the same problems. That is my prediction.
It looks like Toronto Greenhouse says that you're back on YouTube. It's been a while. Sounds like he's missed you as well as the rest of us. Let's see.
Well, I'm going to ask my question.
Yep, go for it.
Where's the furthest you've gone to go picking on the road?
Furthest would probably be San Diego. I think that's probably, as far as miles from my house, the furthest I've been.
Okay. Would you go internationally if you could? And if you could, where would you want to go?
I would love to go to Australia. A buddy of mine, Cody, he's in the green room. I met him for the first time in person in Austin, Texas at the meetup this summer, and you know, he sat in my hotel room and sent out his first FBA shipment, and now he's sending FBA shipments to America from Australia. It's really cool. I'd love to go tag along with him and see his process out there in Australia. But I have actually been picking in Canada before.
That's not international.
That's international.
That's just, come on, that's just northern North America.
I don't have a passport. I got stopped at the border and yelled at by border security coming back. That's international.
Yeah, I guess that's true. No more, going across the Mexican border into Tijuana and getting drunk and not being able to get home. Not anymore.
Mexico's easy. Mexico, they don't even watch. You can walk back and forth. It's Canada. They'll yell at you.
Yeah, that's for sure. So
Okay. I saw a comment from Silver Hair.
I think I looked at it. Basically, she was just saying, is she the only one that's not, let's see, is anyone as overwhelmed as me, thinking I will never do his volume of business and do not want to? And then there's a couple people just saying, yeah, they wanted to stay small. And then a couple other people are like, no, it's, this is a good goal, something that they'd want to do. 01 Wolf says it's his goal next year. So loving to hear that you're explaining everything.
Everybody's goals are different. Some people just like the relaxing lifestyle where you only need to work a few hours a day and you can make a modest living. Some people, they want to hustle and make $1 million, make $100 million, and that's the category I fall into. But the big thing to take away from this is don't compare yourself to other sellers. There will always be someone bigger than you. There's a buddy of mine, John Cleater, Lego Kingpin, also in the green room. He's selling $10,000 to $30,000 every day on Amazon. That's what I do in a month. So if I try to compare myself to him, I would feel so small. Try to compare yourself to yourself. What I do is I look at what did I do yesterday, what did I do last month, last year, and try and beat that instead.
That's exactly right. I mean, and when you do metrics against yourself, you can only get better. I mean, that's when you pressure yourself to get better for your own sake and not worry that about the Joneses next door and what they have and what car they have.
It becomes a level playing field.
Exactly. Okay, I'm sorry. I called everybody a he in the chat. I don't know. So Silver Hair Stacker is a she. 01 Wolf is a she.
Silver Hair Stacker is a he. 01 Wolf is a she.
Oh my God. Anyway, I will try. I'm sorry. I'll let Chris talk to the people then.
Okay, well, we have a couple people that came in late, like Toronto came in, and Alana came in late. They both want to know. Well, Alana wants to know. So, what do you do with all that money? And Toronto wanted to know if you had talked about how the store was going. So, if you want to refresh everybody's memory that already been here and give everybody that's new an update, can you please?
All right. Well, basically, all the money that comes in gets reinvested back in the company outside of my own paycheck. I do take a modest salary of $40,000 a year. Beyond that, it all gets reinvested in the company or saved in the company for future growth. The store is good and bad. It's doing well. It's making money. It's a lot more work than I anticipated, but we're pushing on.
Well, I'm answering a question, Chris. So.
Oh, well, I was reading a comment that somebody was asking you. So.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's watch your pronouns, Dwayne. I say Fred, Red. Anyway. So, yeah, let me see. I was just reading back, make sure I got everything.
And I think I hit all my questions. So.
Hit on all of them?
Yep. I did the last ones as a combination when I did the international question about traveling and stuff.
That's awesome. So, what do you miss most?
The weather. I miss the weather. I miss waking up out of my hotel room, stepping 10 feet out my door onto the beach, looking at palm trees and nice temperature. I
so if that's the case,
outside now.
If that's the case, why do you live in Wisconsin? I mean, why make your home base there?
Because I've lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've lived in Nashville, Tennessee, and in those two places, I missed walking outside and not being soaked in sweat in the first 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I see. I love Wisconsin in the summertime. You can't have a better part of the country than Wisconsin in the summertime. In the wintertime, you can forget it. I'll go to Florida.
Well, we got a couple of comments. One, Wicked Picker is talking to you, Dwayne, saying, well, the first time here on our show, so glad to have you. Hope you come back and watch more of them, or watch the older
Absolutely.
one. And he said he needs to ask us questions, too.
Yeah, well, that's fine, too. Go right ahead.
Toronto wanted to know, you already said this earlier, if you're going to be doing more videos.
Yes, I mentioned earlier, I've been recording videos the entire 6 to 8 months that I've been off YouTube. I just haven't edited them, so that's what we're waiting on. So one of these days, you're going to get bombarded with about 40 new videos.
And then we have Silverhair wants to know, when is Rabbit opening a store in Texas?
Oh, that's going to be a while. I got a lot of states in between that I got to hit, but I thought about moving to Austin for the winters, so I realized how expensive it was. But I do love Austin, Texas. I do really enjoy San Antonio, Dallas, and Houston too. It's probably one of my favorite states to visit, mostly because of the food. So I'll be down there quite often.
What are your future expanses? I mean, what's your future looking like?
It's looking pretty good. I am. My ultimate goal is to basically sell a large portion of the company and just sit and collect checks while a board of directors handles the rest. And we'll see when that happens. My goal is to be retired by 30. I turned 25 a couple months ago.
Oh, you're making me sick.
You're old. I told you that earlier. You're old.
I know, I am old, but you know what? That's okay. You know, I started late. I didn't start at 18 or 19, peddling cars like you. So, what you're talking about expanding your stores? Are you planning another store in the next couple of years, or is that further down the road? Is it going to be in your state or another state?
Spring. I'm planning on this
the spring. Okay.
It'll all be in the same general area. My ultimate goal is to have 3 stores in town here in Green Bay, 3 stores in the next town over, and then stores in all the small towns, outlying towns.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also toying with the idea of a high-end furniture store.
Oh, wow. Wow. So now, do you come across a lot of things that you would buy, or or that doesn't really fit into your store, or is it? Pretty much anything that you find.
Pretty much anything will fit in there. I get some weird stuff that normally I wouldn't want in the store. For example, I've got like banker's bags. They're little plastic bags that are tamper evident. You write, it's like a business would put all the money in that bag to send it to the bank. They even have U.S. Bank printed on them, which I'm not even sure if they still exist. I'm not up to date on my banks. But anyways, I sold a whole ream of them today to a guy who's going to use them to freeze fish. So,
hey, whatever.
Stuff like that I don't really want in the store, but I have it. So if I put $3 down and someone buys it, awesome.
So now, do you do the majority of the pricing, or do you say, hey, I want this price to this, or do you let the store manager or whatever? It's
mostly the store manager. I'm still trying to work out the logistics on that. I would really like to have a software that integrates with my back end, with all the manifests I get, where I can automatically price things, and I can just have someone minimum wage scan a barcode and a price tag comes out. Unfortunately, that's a little over my pay grade, so right now we've just got individual price tags, and my store manager makes all the decisions. What she does is she uses apps like Walmart and Target just to see what they're going for in the local stores, and prices accordingly. Our grocery is always 50% off retail. Our cleaning products fluctuate. Our paper products are usually about 70% of retail. So there's kind of an algorithm there, but I let her make the ultimate decision on it. I don't want her to feel like she sells something too cheap and loses money that she could risk losing her job. I don't care.
Right.
I'll let you know if you sold something too cheap, but at the end of the day, it was your call. It's your store, not my store.
Gotcha. Silverhair wanted to know, is there a Mrs. Rabbit, and are we going to see little rabbits running around soon?
No, not quite. I am seeing someone, but it's a little soon to call her Mrs. Rabbit. But I do have a raccoon.
And hopefully he stays right there. Where did you get this raccoon? I mean, did it come? It didn't come in a pallet or anything, or did you actually go and find it?
Someone posted this on the Facebook Marketplace. They wanted like $250 for it. And I think the thing is hilarious. It's a taxidermied raccoon with digging through the peanut butter jar. I just thought it was so funny that I just had to buy it. I picked it up for $200, and I actually picked it up today. I committed to buying it like a month ago, but they live out of town. I can't look at the thing without giggling. I think it's hilarious.
I think it is. I think it's awesome. I mean, that's a little character back there. Got busted with his hand in the jar there. So I think it's pretty cool too. I don't know if I'd paid $200 for it, but that's just me, But
I'm an impulse buyer.
Obviously, it's working out well for you too. So, got any questions there, Chris?
Oh, well, we did have one more from Owen Wolf. She wants to know, how many hours do you work per week?
Right now, all of them. But when I was out on the road, I made myself strict to a 40-hour work week.
Okay.
So why don't you, take a little corner of your warehouse and, sheetrock it in and make yourself a little bedroom or something and somewhere you can crash and then you don't have to pay for a house.
Because that would be a sad life to live in my warehouse.
Yeah,
no,
that's
I really
true.
don't have room for it, and I take pride in having a nice house. I keep it up nice, so. And it's not like I need the money anyways. I pay $800 a month for my place. It's
nice.
It's not too
Very
bad.
Nice. Very nice. Well, when are we going to see you coming out this way again?
It might be a little while. I've got one big trip planned. I've had a hotel booked in Houston for the Super Bowl for over a year now, so I will definitely be making that trip. But beyond that, it's probably just going to be little trips here and there unless I get sick of the cold and burn the whole store down and fly south.
Yep. So when you come, you have to come through Denver, go through Pueblo, because that's where Chris is, and then, go across and back up into Utah.
I've been through Pueblo. Good thrift stores out there.
See, and if you would have known Chris, you would have been able to meet up with him.
Yeah.
Now you can. Like he said, there's so many people he knows everywhere that anywhere he goes, he can stop and have coffee with somebody.
A couple of years ago when I was buying out all those Alco stores that went out of business, I set up an antique booth, flea market mall type place in Colorado Springs, and I was selling a lot of the stuff out of there. I basically just left it all there and went back east, and like 6 months later, I went back to pick up whatever didn't sell. So I was in Pueblo a few times while I was out there.
Okay, we have a question from Wicked Picker. It's for all of us, I guess. He wants to know, how often are you guys ordering USPS boxes, or how many boxes do you have on hand? Well, I haven't been ordering any. We made a mistake when we ordered some. We ended up getting we thought we were getting like 5 boxes or whatever. Well, the wife accidentally put 25 boxes of certain things for the pallet. So we ended up getting about 10 boxes at our door. And I was like, what are you doing with all this stuff?
Yeah, I did that the first time I ordered. I was needing like 10 boxes and ended up with 10 sets of 20 or something, so I had a whole bunch. But I order about once every 6 months is all. I mean, I don't use boxes as much as I use some of the other things. I have them stocked up behind me in my shelving unit here. But I use padded flat rates more than boxes. So I get those, as you can see. So you can see up there. I got tons of padded flat rates because that's what I use most of. So
I have, I think, 3 USPS boxes in my warehouse. I am that new on eBay. But for Amazon boxes, I've got small ones. I put the cameras and small electronics in. And then I've got really big boxes that I send the FBA shipments in. I've probably got somewhere around 10,000 boxes brand new sitting in my warehouse, ready to go out anytime.
Wow.
See, there's our scale, and then there's your scale. So we accidentally ordered like 200 boxes. You purposely ordered 2,000.
Yep, pretty much. I just bought on Uline. I ran out. I'm running short on some boxes, so I just bought like another 700-800 boxes on Uline.
Wow. Well,
All right,
there's,
so
you know,
I
go
got
ahead,
one
Chris.
last question. We're gonna have one last question from Glenn. Actually, we have two more, so I'll actually do Glenn's, and then I'll let you do Sunshine State Pickers question, Dwayne.
Okay.
And then we'll get ready to cool down the show.
Okay.
Glenn wants to know mini green room meetup in Houston.
I'm down. Why not? I'll be wandering around the stadium for about a week.
Hoping your team's there, right? One of them.
It's not looking good.
It's not. It's not. Well, neither for me either. So I'm actually, I have a fairly decent record, and I'm third in my division too. So
you're saying you're not an Oakland fan right now, huh?
I have never been an Oakland fan. That's the main reason I'm a Denver fan, is because I hate Oakland.
I'm not even gonna say anything about my team. I'm not really a fanatic, so.
Yeah. My dad was an Oakland fan, so in order to, have some kind of things to root for, I became a Denver fan when I was about 5, so that when we were watching football, I had somebody to root against my dad, So, and then there's people.
Kansas City.
Yeah. Funny, huh? At least we're not Cowboys fans, right?
You got that right.
Well, too bad. One of us is.
Oh no! I thought you said you weren't a fan of anything.
I said I wasn't a fanatic.
Well, that's what fan stands for, is fanatic.
No, a fanatic is a lot different than just a fan. A fan doesn't have to go out spending all the money.
Gee, seeing you look in the chat, you got Go Cowboys, you got Coco, because they don't have anything in Alabama except the #1, college team for the last 40 years or something. So they got Roll Tide. Yeah, a couple Go Cowboys. Somebody actually said that they're a 49ers fan.
So people actually announced that?
Well, they had their decade. So real men wear black. Yeah. So anyway.
The way you can ask Sunshine's question.
Oh, and he did answer that a little bit, Sunshine, but I'm sure he will answer it again. Any private label in the future for you?
No plans for private label on Amazon. I'm working on a couple of small ones for the store, or something that's not going to be good for Amazon, just a saturated market, but you never know what might happen.
Right. Never know. Everything could go upside down. So, go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say it's close to the hour, so we're gonna close down the show. We're not having an after show, so
right.
let's talk about that out now. Next Sunday there will not be a show.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I'm surprising you with this too, Dwayne. Next Wednesday we're not gonna have a show either.
Not gonna do a show, okay?
Because we don't know when you're gonna be coming down to. Well, we don't know when we're gonna meet up and what we're gonna do. So I'm not gonna want to plan a show and have something happen where we can't do it, type of thing.
Okay, well, let's keep that on possible though. I'd like to do a show.
That's another reason why I'm saying no, because the guest I was gonna have next week, I want to push to the 21st because he's got Chris Nice. He wants to come on and talk about hats.
Right.
I want to be able to make sure we're both home. And, it's all. That'll be our last show before the holidays. Because I'm thinking about the 28th. We may not have a show.
Right. Yeah, the holidays, it makes it kind of hard to stay on schedule and such. So that's correct.
And the 28th is my wife's birthday, so.
Oh, and yeah, you can't do that. You can't. Mom can't be mad. So.
But we will have a January New Year's Day show.
Okay, great.
Since we're gonna be moving the show over to that night anyway, so figure do it a big bang type of thing.
Sounds good to me.
Have people different guests on at the same time, and do it that way.
Very good. Well, hey, I wanted to say thanks to John for sure for agreeing to come on and talk about his trials and tribulations and his difference from his business plan changes and everything. I'm glad that when I reached out to you, you were for it. We tried a couple times, but scheduling issues, which are completely understandable, no big deal there. But
Eventually make it work.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm glad we did. We had quite a few viewers, more, we usually have about in the 40s and 50s viewers, and we were up near 60 tonight. So, and I'm sure that that's partially for people coming to see what's up with the rabbit, since he kind of fell off the face of the earth for a while. So
people wondering if I'm still alive or
exactly, yeah. They had that. We knew one guy that used to travel around, but now there's that other Jameson guy. He does it too. So anyway,
thank you for watching. I put being on as well, and I want to thank everybody for watching. If you liked what we talked about, definitely hit that like button, and we'll see you in a week and a half. Because we'll have a show on the 18th, and so thanks again for everybody for watching. Thanks, John, for being on.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all later.
See you.
Bye.